Welcome to That Range Life, a channel sometimes about golf, behind the gear. We're going to talk about one of my favorite fairway woods of all time, the TaylorMade Burner Superfast 2.0. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, Bill Bush from DriveRangeHeroes.com, at Range Heroes, on all of your preferred social media platforms. As I mentioned, this is That Range Life, a channel sometimes about golf. If you don't mind, why don't you go down below, give us a thumbs up so we pop up in all the algorithms for people who love golf content. Hit subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified every time we post a video here on the channel. Not an unboxing, but I did just order this and it arrived. Why not go behind the gear and talk about it with a little hint of unboxing on top of it and open it up. So here we go. This eBay purchase of mine doesn't feel super well packed, but you know, that's what happens when you buy old clubs. This was horribly packed. All right, that might go in the eBay feedback, but nonetheless, the very, in my opinion, classic TaylorMade Burner Superfast 2.0 Fairway wood. All right, so I don't know that calling this as a cult classic is fair. Some people might say I am overselling it, calling it a classic, but I loved this club. I've always kept my eyes out for one of them in the thrifting circuit, but you know, I just haven't stumbled across any of them, and I decided I finally needed to buy one. So anyway, released around 2011 or so, and the idea was this was a lightweight fairway wood option. It's supposed to be super fast and forgiving, and had a low drag aerodynamics. So you had these sort of like ripples, or you know, I don't know, almost like little terraces, a terraced effect on the sole, which I suppose was supposed to help with aerodynamics. But you know, you have a little bit of a pointy trailing edge, and so you can start seeing that aerodynamic shape, and in my opinion, starting to get toward these flatter, pancaked fairway woods, thinner profiles, and it's a little bit of a larger footprint compared to what fairway woods were looking like at this time. I wouldn't say it's shallow faced, but we're starting to go that path, and the idea being a lower center of gravity, a lower profile makes it easier to get the ball up in the air, and we're starting to get higher MOI, so less twisting, more forgiving. Now, I'm not telling you this was some big technological breakthrough in fairway woods, but you can definitely see, compared to other fairway woods of this time, TaylorMade was starting to go in a more where we're used to with contemporary fairway woods, and the MOI, forgiveness, center of gravity, speed, all those types of things. So we're starting to see our first signs of it in this fairway wood, and you know what? This thing was awesome. I mean, to their credit, this thing was super long. It was forgiving. It was really easy to hit in the air, and there's probably a good amount of people out there that could have never gotten away from this thing and have said, why did I do so? I wonder if Brandt Snedeker played the predecessor of this, I don't know the difference, and they might not be different, but the black burner Superfast is a 2.0, so I guess that would have been the original. But he had one of these in his bag, or similar to the original, like I said, forever. He might still, as far as I know, but it really was a fantastic fairway wood, and if people weren't addicted to gear like I am, it would probably stay in a lot of bags longer. And I think after this, let's see, you would have gone into, this would have been right around the time, I think, of the R9. You would have had the R lineup, and then nope, it was R9. This would have came out with the R11, I think, right? With the R11 was that first white driver with the big adjustable red weights. That thing felt terrible, in my opinion, but this was the burner counterpart. So that's around, you know, this was definitely foreshadowing something. And shortly after this, I think the next one was the first Rocket Balls, and everybody remembers how awesome that club was. So what a classic, what a legend. And I don't know if you remember the Matrix Ozic 4.8 shaft, or XCon 4.8 shaft, excuse me. But I remember this shaft having a pretty good feel. Matrix made a good golf shaft for a while. I'm trying to think if this was close to the beginning of the end before LA Golf got into the mix, bought them up, and really, I would say killed a lot of great shafts in the evolutions of. But it's what happens. Classic here in the Burner Superfast 2.0. So like I said, this thing was available in a little bit of a larger footprint compared to what people were used to in their fairway woods. I remember these things having really, really good feel. And I think before this, I hit the, I want to say I had, the last TaylorMade I had any familiarity with was the R5 fairway woods. I had a 3-wood and a 5-wood in my bag at one point with a R580 driver. I love that thing, and the fairway woods are pretty good, but this thing definitely felt better. I can't remember for the life of me, though, what fairway wood I had in the bag at this time that I didn't have one of these and I was too cool for school. I think I might have had a Titleist 915 wouldn't have been out yet, so probably a Titleist 909 could be, but never had one in the bag, would hit others, loved them. You could get this thing in a 3-wood, 3-wood, 4-wood, 5-wood, and 7-wood. And, I bet you a 7-wood in this is probably pretty sweet and fun to hit. Who knows, maybe if I end up falling back in love with this 3-wood and spending more time with it just for funsies, I'll pick up a 5-wood and 7-wood as well. Man, it looks awesome. Lot going on it. Very NASCAR-y with the branding everywhere. There's a lot going on that crown. But that was the times. That's what all these brands were doing. You even have the big Shadow Racing 3 on the sole. Very race car-esque, right? There was also a TP version. So Tour Preferred is what that stood for, and there was like a toe weight in the sole here, and that made it have a little bit of a fade bias, and I guess they sat a little more open. We aren't in an adjustable hosel era yet, so it sat a little more open with that fade bias because the better player wants to remove that hook gear effect and hit the big miss high fade for a soft landing. That was the idea there. This is not a TP version, regular. That's more than fine with me. The last time I hit one of these, I was on a golf day trip to Lasonia Golf Links in Green Lake, Wisconsin with Chris McEwen, our buddy Riv, and his buddy Randy. And in short, Chris was on the other side of the hole, and I needed a fairway wood instead of the club I had or something like that. And so I just said, hey, Randy, can I hit your TaylorMade Superfast 2.0 3-wood? And I just piped the thing, absolutely roped it. I think for a good while I tried to get Randy to sell me that club, and he didn't, for good reason. I think he still bags it, has it in play too. I'm sure the Riv or someone will leave a comment here and tell me. But I've been looking for one of these and a good deal on it since, chasing it in my thrift adventures, and I recently stumbled upon the matching driver and an R7 3-wood, and I said, you know what, I just got to get one of these. So I went to eBay looking for one, and I'll tell you what, if you think you're going to get one of these for a steal relative, especially to other TaylorMade fairway woods of the time, they're still going for pretty good bucks. So people, I'm still thinking very highly of them. They must be pretty coveted because they're really good. But I found one. I finally found the right deal on one in fairly good condition. This white paint shipped like crazy, and by no means is this one any different, but it's still pretty clean. Top line looks really good. That's rare in this club, so that's nice to see. And the sole here, this black, wears off, and it'll eventually just be like a polished silver, and you can't see any of the cool Racing 3 on it anymore. But this one you still can. So not bad. Would have liked the head cover with it just for nostalgia. Definitely need to replace this ratty grip. But nonetheless, still put together one piece. Going to be functional. Can't wait to get it out on the course and have a little fun with it. Who knows? As much as I love my Gamer Tour Edge E725 3-wood, the nostalgia might be enough, and this guy could swing back in the bag. I'm not opposed to having a relic in there. This would be worth it. All right. thanks for stopping by. Like I said, go follow me at Range Heroes, and then hit subscribe, hit the bell here so you get notified when we get a video up on the channel. And who knows, maybe you'll see an appearance of this guy soon. All right. We'll see you next time.